they just flat out kicked our ass. It's simple. Their length, their athleticism, their switchability, their ball pressure, their physicality sped us up, and we didn't do a great job of handling that at all. We always talk about winning the possession game, and we weren't even close. They kicked our behind on glass. They kicked our behind in the turnover area. It's hard to beat a team when a team gets up 24, 25 more shots than you do. But like I say, you give them credit. They killed us in the paint after the first quarter. You give them a lot of credit. Precious Achua, we couldn't stay in front of him. He drove by us when he wanted. Chris Boucher came off the bench and really hurt us in the first half in the paint. He hit a couple of threes too. But the bench was good. They played 8 guys, 2 of the guys off the bench did a fantastic job for them, scoring, 35 points between the 2 of them. So we all got our behinds kicked from me on down.
Was there any, I mean, I know you got kicked out of the last game, I'm not trying to be funny, but was there similarities that you saw in the game you got kicked out to right about tonight?
No, there wasn't. The reason why I got kicked out in the last game, the refs were making whatever calls they make throughout the course of the year. That's fine. I'm done trying to fight the refs or fight that fight. Whatever happens with it, happens with it. But I just thought that, the tech that Fox got in that game, he was walking away from the official. And, I've been around a ton of officials that where, I've seen worse, and usually as an official, you don't go hunt for a confrontation. And I thought that's what he did at that point in time. And so that's why I ended up getting kicked out. It was a culmination of that, and then some of the calls that we had in some other games. But we're to a point now where, tonight had nothing to do with the refs. Some people may say the refs were bad and all this, and maybe, I don't know. But them dudes got up in our chest, and they were physical, and they pressured the ball, and they got deflections, and they just kept us off kilter the whole game. And so it was more what they did than anything else.
Mike, 9 turnovers for Domas tonight, 8 last night. Are you seeing teams do something differently on him that's causing him to turn the ball over, or is it just one of those stretches?
You hope it's one of those stretches, but the reality of it is they've gotten up in him, and they've pressured him, and when he puts it on the floor, they're shrinking. And so what he has to do, and we talked about it in there, what he has to do, he just got to make the simple pass. He may have to get this is funny because it's Toronto, I guess, and it's hockey, but he may have to get the hockey assist instead of the assist because of the pressure that he's facing, because of the defense's ability, the defense shrinking the floor and making it tough on him. And then, in the post tonight, they did a great job of mixing up some double teams and not mixing up some double teams, which caused not only confusion from him, but confusion from the rest of our guys tonight too. But it's more so just making all of us, it's more so just making a simple pass, not getting too deep, and allowing them to use their length and athleticism to get deflections.
Coach Brown, what was your message to the team after this game in the locker room? It seemed like they're cracking the code in every other area, but when these sub-500 teams come in here, it seemed like it's a different story. So was there anything that you told them that they could do a little bit better as far as trying to win these games, and especially win them at home?
I don't know if we're having trouble with sub-500 teams. We're third in the West. And it's not bad. I don't think we're third in the West because we just beat top teams. I think we've beaten some, our fair share of sub-500 teams. So I know I'm not saying that to them. I'm not saying, hey, when sub-500 teams coming in, we're getting our behind kicked. So that wasn't the message at all. I mean, the message was basically the same thing. I thought their ball pressure, their length, their athleticism, their physicality, their ability to switch and pick and rolls hurt us offensively, and we didn't do a good job. We over-penetrated, you know. We didn't move the basketball. We held on to it a little too long. And then on the flip side, I thought their length and athleticism and quickness hurt us because they, you know, Precious Achua got to the paint time after time after time on snap drives. They scored around the rim. They killed us when it came to offensive rebounding and second chance points in the paint. And, you know, they scored 10 points in the paint in the first quarter and ended up with 58. So they were on track to score a ton if they would have gotten off in that first quarter. So you know, those are the things I told them. I said, we lost the possession game. And if you lose the possession game that bad, you know, by 24 possessions, then, you know, it's going to be tough to win, you know.
Yeah, Coach, you've talked about you can't be great offensively every single night, and that's why the defense is so important. Do you feel like tonight is an example of that, or do you feel like most of your offensive struggles were kind of self-inflicted?
No, well, yes, no, it's a catch-22 because we could have done better offensively by keeping the game simple, you know. So, in my opinion, from that standpoint, we hurt ourselves, you know, we over-penetrating or over-dribbling, you know, trying to force a pass into what we deemed was a mismatch. That's how they play. They switch, and they're really good at it. And they want you to come to a standstill, look, because they know how to come and get deflections and shrink and all that other stuff. So from that standpoint, we hurt ourselves. But again, you got to give them credit because their ability to switch and stay in front of our guys offensively caused us to slow down, you know. And then, you know, to your point defensively, yeah, you know, you if you're gonna play a game like this where, you know, not necessarily a high-scoring game, if you can keep them off the glass, if you can keep them out of transition from your turnovers, then you got to be able to sit down and guard. You know that they're a really good team when it comes to shooting twos, get to the rim and shooting twos, so you can't give up the middle of the floor. Because our help defensively is not to the middle. You know, when the ball gets in the middle of the floor, everybody has to do like that, and that's where they've hit spray threes, or guys beat us going back door. So we didn't do a good job defensively, nor did we do a good job offensively. But our offense, to a certain degree, was self-inflicted because I didn't think we did what we were supposed to do against them.
Okay, two more. Go to Jason.
Mike, I'm wondering with Domas, obviously he's been playing with the broken thumb for a while, and I know he cut a finger on his other hand recently. Like, is that thumb in particular maybe giving him more problems recently than, do you think that's a factor in maybe some of the turnovers and the other stuff we're seeing?
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't asked him, and you know, just watching the game or coaching the game, it doesn't look like it. You know, one of the things that we always preach is play off of 2 feet, and sometimes he jumps in the air. And when you jump in the air, you're susceptible to getting a charge, okay, or you're susceptible to, okay, teams know that he wants to pass, you know. And so, we kind of saw this in Golden State with Draymond at times. The good teams will act like they're coming to defend great, and then they're finding or spraying out to the three-point shooters. And so Domas just has to understand that, you know what, he may just have to finish plays, but off of 2 feet, and or come to a jump stop and pivot and, hit the open man a little sooner than what he's doing. But in terms of if the cut's bothering him or if his thumb is bothering him, I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Last one, Mark.
Coach, not to take anything from Toronto, they played great, but would you consider this game one of the more frustrating games from you guys in?
That's good. Good question. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't frustrated, because we got our behind kicked bad, and it's a lot of great teaching moments from this game, and so I hope at the end of the day we can utilize this game, the way we played against that team, in a way that will help us a lot going forward, because they're longer than us, they're more athletic than us. They got up in our chest and they were very, very physical with us, and it sped us up, and we didn't handle it well. Sped us up in a negative way, I thought. And so trying to learn from this game more than anything else is where I'm at. I don't know if I can sit here and say I'm frustrated, with it. Yeah, I'm pissed that we lost, but more so want to try to learn from this and grow from this game.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.